New at 5:30, Connecticut makes a move to criminalize what's called revenge porn. Those are intimate videos or pictures never intended for public consumption.
That's right, and in most cases, they're used to intimidate someone after a bitter breakup. Chief political correspondent Mark Davis joins us now live with more tonight. Mark?
Hi, Ann and Darren. Good evening, everyone, from the Hartford newsroom. Yeah, what this is about basically is intimate images of a former partner or spouse being used for harassment. Among the weighty issues in the closing days of the legislative session, a bill to make what's called revenge porn a crime. It has now passed unanimously in the state Senate and is headed for the House. People who electronically distribute intimate videos in an effort to embarrass, harass, or otherwise intimidate a former sex partner could be subject to a fine of $2,000 and a year in prison. Lawmakers heard some frightening statistics from those involved in sexual assault crisis services.
10% of ex-relationships end with at least a threat of exposing images online, and that 60% of those actually follow through.
And the statistics say that in 50% of the cases where they did follow through on the threat, the individual reported being harassed and even stalked as a result of the images being made public. Republican State Representative Themis Klarides, who is also a lawyer, authored the state's anti-voyeurism law back in 1999, which carries a much tougher penalty. Before she became a lawyer, she was an underwear and swimsuit model and was harassed by a political opponent with some of those photos when she first ran for office. She thinks the revenge porn bill needs clarification.
I'm concerned that either the police officers or the prosecutors will somehow get the elements confused, and somebody will end up getting a lesser penalty than they otherwise would.
The American Civil Liberties Union of Connecticut says the law as written is unconstitutional.
The law as written doesn't address the question of whether there was or wasn't an agreement or understanding to keep the image private, and it doesn't address the question of who's doing the distributing.
Yeah, the ACLU says that the law as written now is so vague that YouTube or any other video posting service could be prosecuted under it, even though they really had nothing to do with it. They say, the ACLU says, the language can be changed and it can be made into a workable law, and all sides on this say we probably should have a law like this, but that language and everything has to move fast because the General Assembly session ends at midnight next Wednesday night. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.